All right, we're about to get right into the Aquarius reading. Just finished Gemini and Libra. We're going to do Aquarius, and then later on tonight, we're going to get on with water signs for the weekly for October 20th to the 26th. All right. And we're going to start in a minute. I'm going to wait until 6 o'clock, get my sip of iced jasmine tea, which I drink while I'm doing the readings. Okay. All right, guys. 6 o'clock. All right. Welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot. My name is Rebecca, and we're doing the weekly reading for the sign of Aquarius, October 20th to the 26th. And if you're new to my channel, I pull out 3 romance angel messages for the week just to show us what your relationships may be like this week, your love relationships, or even your friendships and family relationships. All right, Aquarius, so let's get right into it. And then we'll pull out your animal spirits as well. This is a Saturday sort of special that I'm starting. Every Saturday I'll be doing the weeklies live streaming, so you can join in and ask questions very soon. So for some of you, you're manifesting your goals and your dreams. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. This can be very much in relationships. This can be also with regard to careers, right? Your career, work, goals that you have for yourself, getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens, right? So some of you are getting closer, just in time for winter, time to cuddle, right? And release your ex. All right, Aquarius, the time has come to clear your energy. And a lot of you, I'm going to say, Vulture has been showing up for a couple of the readings this week. And Vulture is all about that as well, clearing out the leftovers of an old situation that has died, right? But it still has like leftover vestiges of it, right? And so with releasing your ex, certainly when we talk about releasing an ex that has been toxic in some way, we're also talking about releasing whatever they left behind, whether that be bad feelings, self-esteem issues, hang-ups, baggage, right? Whatever that baggage is, clearing out that baggage. All right, my lovely Aquarius, let's get right into pulling out your animal spirits for the week. We're talking October 20th to the 26th. And if you don't know already, you haven't seen my videos before, the animal spirits can really represent a lot of different things. Can represent stages that you're about to enter into, particular stages in life, right? Or in love, or just certain energies you may be drawing on, or that may be coming available to you to help you through a particular energy or a particular situation. Can also be indicative of the type, the personalities of the people who are coming in and out of our lives. So let's just see what you're walking with this week, Aquarius. Aquarius, you've got dolphin energy, beautiful family, healing energy, water elemental, really, really nice. Dolphin came out earlier for one of the other signs as well. We have spider energy, also came out today. This is a card for Dharma, right? How we create a web of financial, emotional, spiritual support for ourselves and those in our lives by exercising a life of Dharma, right? And we have oyster. All right. Beautiful. Also, water energy. But the oyster, I mean, we can already imagine what the oyster is representative of, right? Hidden talents, special gifts that we bring to the world. All right, so let's cover these animal spirits briefly before we go ahead into your forecast. Dolphin energy, Aquarius. Dolphin energy comes in to heal, right? It's one of the greatest cards for healing and empathy. Um, Releasing your ex can be a form of healing also. It could be that this week for some of you Aquarius, things may be happening, events may be happening, energies may be coming into your life that are allowing you to move on from a past lover or a past situation that was traumatic or painful. Things may be occurring this week. They're allowing you to really heal an old wound, right? Dolphin is really very empathetic energy. This could also be someone who comes into your life that really helps you sort of get over the past, or helps you to release an ex. Very, very nice indeed. And water, healing in all areas of your emotions, right? Spider energy comes in for some of you. This is earth energy, and the spider is the animal spirit for dharma. And dharma is how we live our lives. If we live our lives as closely as possible to our moral code and moral center without, compromising our values, we are said to be living a life of dharma. That type of intentional life where we put our own sort of values and our own sort of moral center or spiritual code that we live by at the top and at the heart of all of our decisions, we invariably will, every decision we make kind of will fit into a pattern, a web of sorts, which provides a sort of very supportive structure for you, right? A financially supportive, emotionally supportive, spiritually supportive environment for yourself and for those that you love. And so the spider energy is all about really making sure that, especially when we're talking about very soon, clearly decide what you want so you bring it to you. Also, like just making sure right now that you are walking the walk that is in line with who you truly are, right? Only in this way can you heal, can you bring in the kind of joy and abundance that we're all kind of seeking. Now, oyster energy is water energy, and the oyster talks about having really this could be someone that you are meeting or someone you know. You could also be resonating with this energy. The oyster is really the animal that hides hidden sort of treasures, hidden I want to say hidden gems, right? Special gifts that certain, some people have gifts for things. They have a gift to bring to the world. But people who resonate with oyster energy are oftentimes, they either take that gift they have for granted, or they just don't think that it's really worth sharing with the world. They keep it hidden. They keep it locked away for whatever reason. Sometimes it can just simply be self-esteem issues that which is why they choose to sort of lock away whatever this beautiful thing is that they have that they are able to give to the world, right? And so we talk about really sometimes having also a very hard exterior shell that is too hard, right? It doesn't let enough of the light in and enough of the interior out. This is a water elemental. So we're talking about emotions, right? We're talking about the water energy, right? And so in this way, the oyster can really individual. You may resonate with this too. Sometimes as well, you can feel very much like you put on this hard outer shell to protect what you have inside, because what you have inside is very special to you, right? And you're afraid that it will be hurt or tarnished or tainted in some way, right? This special thing that you have inside can be a talent like a singing or a creative talent. It can also just be a spiritual talent that you have. It can be an emotional talent. You may have a gift for really speaking to people or for motivating people. Whatever the case may be, whatever this hidden gift is that's inside of you, oyster energy is letting you know that it's really time now to let it out. and to let it out into the world and to not really take it for granted. Also, be careful, because taking gifts like that for granted, there are other lessons that you will learn by doing that also, right? And they are very different. They are hard lessons to learn and to experience, all right? So let's get right into your actual spread for the week, my lovely Aquarius. We're going to pull out anywhere from 4 or 5 to 8 3-card spreads, depending on how long I spend on each. And then this will be the end of the air signs live stream for the weeklies. It's covering October 20th to the 26th. And if you'd like to answer a poll, I do have a poll on my community page. Go ahead and go to my community page if you want to. And give me your feedback. It's just a question about my channel and the thumbnails. And go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification so you can find out about all my polls. Ace of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and Knight of Swords. So some of you, Ace of Wands, you started definitely a new endeavor in life, right? A new sort of creative path that you're engaging on. Something that you've started, a new project of some sorts that really you feel extremely passionate about, right? With this Ace of Wands. And I want to say that this particular project may be a little bit outside of what you're normally used to doing. You have, for some of you Aquarius, this, you've been really living a life of sort of seeking abundance and stacking abundance, stacking your coin, right? Which is fine, which is beautiful. That's good energy to have. But oftentimes, Knight of Pentacles can indicate someone who's been living a very ambitious life for the sake of accruing sort of abundance and finance and status, but at the expense of other things. And sometimes it can be at the expense of deeper relationships, right? Or a long-lasting relationship. This individual is alone in the garden that they've created. Nine of Pentacles has inherent in it is a bit of hermit energy. So this person is alone in this garden of abundance. And while they've worked very hard for it, and they are masters at their craft, they're very beautiful to maintain their environment, their body, everything, living kind of a nice level of luxury to a certain degree, they realize also that the missing ingredient to getting to a 10 of Pentacles is not really another pentacle in the sense of more money, but it is a connection with someone else. So for some of you, you've been working towards this ambition for so long, but now you feel like it's time for a change. And you're really doing something much more creative. It could be that some of you are beginning to sort of understand your oyster side in a sense that maybe there are other talents that you've been letting sort of lie dormant, or that you haven't been working on, right, or taking for granted, and now you're trying to draw upon them for this new endeavor. Some of you may indeed even be retired and starting a whole new life again here with this Ace of Wands, right? And so Knight of Swords comes in, and the Knight of Swords is quite interesting because Knight of Swords is very much sort of like a situation is calling for, oftentimes Knight of Swords shows up when a situation is calling for you to be absolutely focused, right? To put everything into sort of mentally understanding a situation, or perhaps coming up with a solution for a particular situation. This is all what Knight of Swords comes in with. The Knight of Swords comes in with sort of honesty, integrity, and focus, right? Especially when and when a situation is calling for that, right? That indeed could be you trying to get this project off the ground and not being sure how to go about it, because again, it's something that you're not used to working in. Knight of Swords can also indicate someone coming in who's going to help you do that, right? Who has sort of the inside track on whatever this particular project focus is for you, whatever area in life it is. This person is going to know quite a lot about it, and they may also come in to help you with it this week. And a lot of this kind of gets talked about and discussed this week. Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, and the Fool. Wow, some of you are certainly, some of you have very much met a your match or a perfect companion, and you start a whole new life with this person. This could be very much a love connection. We have two queens here, but this isn't gender specific, okay? We're just talking about what we're talking about, though, is two people here. One person, Queen of Wands, is someone who's very sort of tough, fiery. They can handle anything. They've been through a lot of difficulties, perhaps, in life, and they've learned a lot of lessons, right? But they are compassionate, but more than anything, they're very wise, they're very strong, and they've learned a lot about how uh, life can change you, right? The lessons in life, right? Queen of Pentacles is very much sort of also a survivor, but in different ways. She's come from nothing and really sort of scraped and worked hard and put her blood, sweat, and tears into sort of attaining a certain level of abundance around her, a certain level of life quality around her. And so she's also learned her own kind of lessons, right? But it's very, very different. She's, more grounded. She's more in sort of the world of sort of working, making money, building your coin. She's, whereas this individual has been much more eccentric about life, not so much caring about paying the bills, but much more sort of free thinking. These are the differences in the queens, but I can see how these can be two people who actually resonate very well with each other. I believe the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles are actually very well matched queens in their essences. And if you are resonating with either of these and you have met someone who's resonating with that other energy, it could indeed indicate a new path, a new life for you together. Certainly with this Fool, talking about some of you, this may be a first, and although my readings are not gender specific, this is, for some of you, maybe your first same-sex relationship, okay, with the Fool coming in, because again, this is also taking a leap of faith, a new sort of experience, a new chapter in your life, a new stage in your life. So for some of you, it doesn't really matter how old you are, and it doesn't really matter what sex you are, but this may indeed be your first same-sex connection as well. Nine of Wands, Judgment, and Ace of Wands. So Judgments come out for a lot of the readings this week. Nine of Wands talks about some of you really looking back and thinking about like everything that you've gone through to get to this point and realizing that it's time to let go of some of the things you've held on to. Right? It's time to, you're realizing that some of the things that you've been holding on to, even to this day, have become kind of a crutch, and it's time for you to sort of break free. You know what I mean? You're about to get to a 10 of Wands where you can lay it all down. But right now, you're more just in the thinking about it stage. With Judgment coming in this week, some of you are in a particularly difficult situation with Nine of Wands in a sense that you up until now, you haven't really been sure how to get yourself out of this stage, right? And you're looking back trying to think of, well, how did I even get into this mess? Some of you have taken on certain burdens and you've woken up and realized that, oh shit, what have I gotten myself into? How did I even get here? It's like that song, this isn't my beautiful wife, this isn't my beautiful life, this isn't my beautiful home. This is not what I imagined for myself. But somewhere along the line, you took on some kind of burden or responsibility, and it's really sort of interrupted your life. And this week, you're waking up to that. And even if you've already woken up to that before, you're beginning the stage, or you're beginning to work towards fixing it, right? Coming out of it, ending it, whatever the case may be. Judgment comes in this week in Ace of Swords. So for some of you, on the heels of this sort of reevaluation period, you begin to also think back on some of the different events that you've been involved in as part of the stage in your life. And I think you begin to soften some of your opinions on it, on certain things that have happened. You begin to change some of your opinions on certain things that have happened. You begin to also increase your compassion a little bit. Some of you, it could be that some of the events that have led up, as part of this stage, I want to say, let's say this is a toxic relationship, or for instance, this is a period of your life where you've taken on a burden, perhaps you're raising someone else's kids, right? That's a form of a burden that you've taken on, right? But somewhere along the line, it turned from helping somebody out into like, wait a minute, I really got their kids. Like, and you realize that all of a sudden you're in a different space than what this was supposed to be when it first started, right? And you're beginning to kind of look back and reevaluate and wake up to all of this. You're also, as a result of that, beginning to sort of change your viewpoint on a lot of the issues or whatever is surrounding, right, that would have been surrounding that scenario, right? And as a result of all of this, you come up with different thinking this week. You begin to change your thinking. You begin to let go of perhaps responsibilities that you've laid on yourself unnecessarily. You let go of guilt that you've maybe taken on unnecessarily, right? Sometimes unnecessary guilt we take on keeps us bounded into a difficult situation because we feel like we have to do this. Well, I have to do this. I can't stop now. Well, I have a duty. Oh, well, and it's like we really think about it. It's like, do you? Like this, you know what I mean? What's really gonna happen? Like if you can't, you know what I mean? Like who decided this? Like sometimes you have to take these moments to really, excuse the background noise. I'm in the city, guys. Sometimes you have to take a moment to really reevaluate that, right? Why we decide to do certain things, or how we can come, how we as humans can somehow convince ourselves of a responsibility that was in actuality never there. Right? And a responsibility that is only a responsibility because we've told ourselves that it's our responsibility. Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to kind of weed through all of that to really find out what is real and what is just like crap that you've held on to. All of that becomes clear this week to you. All right, Aquarius, for some of you who've been in a very confused, hazy, like sort of state lately, trying to figure out how you got to this stage in your life, a lot of clear thinking begins to come in for you this week. And certainly a solution on how to finally wrap this all up, get to your 10 of Wands and lay it down comes in this week. Page of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and 2 of Wands. All right, I'm going to stop after this one. Page of Wands, of course, for some of you, you've really had... it's been a period in your life most recently where you have just really been re-energized. Your creativity has been re-energized. It's almost as though you feel young again. You feel like you have a whole new lease on life with the Page of Wands. You're really wanting to start perhaps a new things. You're wanting to start things. You're wanting to do things. You have initiative. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you've never been creative before, now you want to start working on art, or you want to be more creatively expressive, right? Page of Wands can, a lot of times it's interpreted as bringing in a message about something in particular, or communication of some sort. And that's the case too for some, some of you, it could indeed be a message coming in. But more than anything, Page of Wands, my lovely Aquarius, is that you're really resonating with a renewed sort of sense of yourself, your own creativity, and you're beginning to be inspired again, right? And wanting to move forward as well. Now, Knight of Pentacles is interesting, and it's like, okay, right on the heels of this new sort of feeling that you have right now, Aquarius, of being sort of re-energized, right? Creatively, an opportunity comes in, an opportunity that is been a long time coming, and it's really coming in at a perfect time for you to take it, right? Knight of Pentacles can mean a lot of different things in a lot of different scenarios. Sometimes you are resonating with the Knight of Pentacles and you're setting off on your sort of quest to attain a certain goal. Sometimes it can be somebody else coming in who's been searching you out, right? That you are their goal, right? Or they're bringing a goal to you. But whatever the case may be, in this particular scenario, Knight of Pentacles is an opportunity coming in for you that you're now, because of this new sense of creative sort of vigor, I want to say, or vigor more, right? You're just like unafraid. You're not worried about what people think about you. You're just hungry to be sort of creative and to perhaps follow that passion, right? whatever the case may be, whatever that creative art thing for you is, right? Whether it's actual performing or art, or if it's being creative in your field, if you're an engineer or designer in some way, or even if you're coming up with new things to fix problems, old problems in a creative way, whatever the case may be, you don't have that fear, right? And so this Knight of Pentacles comes in, and so you're able to take this opportunity and you're able to make the most of it. Two of Wands comes in. This opportunity comes in and you're not afraid to take it. It really propels you right into the next stage. Really propels you into finally being able to sort of achieve your goal or your vision for yourself without compromise. So really following your aim and goal out to its ultimate conclusion, because now you're unafraid, and now the right opportunity has come your way that you can really hold on to, that's real, that's practical. It's really beautiful energy for some of you. And I'm going to say for some of you, Aquarius, this could very well be for you guys who are 40 plus and starting a new kind of lease on life. This feels very much like a new lease on life energy here. And for some of you, it could very well be a skill or something that you have had laying inside of you like a pearl in an oyster for many, many years, and only now you've been able to sort of have sure, you can ask. Oh, hello, Diane Christina. Yes, you can ask a question, no problem. And if it's pertaining to Aquarius or in some way to the reading, go for it. Page of Wands, you know, for some of you, it's certainly a new lease, right, on life, in a way that you can finally do something you've always wanted to do, but something that you truly do have a talent in, right, and something that perhaps you've neglected or taken for granted for a very long time, or simply you just didn't have the environment or the ability or capacity to bring it out. You may have been raising children. You may have been a single parent. You know, life is difficult, you know. This is why judgment has come up a lot in the readings this week, because I think a lot of us are also at this, you know, as a throughout the theme in my collective, certainly of people who come to my readings, we're all beginning to understand, or getting to a stage right now where our compassion, I would hope, and our empathy for each other is growing, beginning to understand that everybody has difficult things they have to go through, right? Beginning to let go of guilt that is unnecessary, right? So in any case, okay, so if it's a personal question, you can leave it for later, Diana. I'm going to do a question and answer session later on. Or if you want to get a reading, you can go into the description of the video and you can go to my click for a private reading. And there's a lot of different readings that I provide. I provide email answers to questions that are just short answers for like a quick question, or 30-minute video, actual 30-minute readings, or 60-minute readings. So it would be worth checking out the link, all right? And there may be something there that will be helpful for you, okay? But if you want to be notified of that question and answer session, you'll have to hit the bell, and then you'll get notified. And if I have time tonight after the water readings, I will do it tonight. If I don't do it tonight, I will do it tomorrow. All right, guys? If I don't get to it tonight, I will definitely do an open-ended live streaming question and answer session tomorrow, where I can pull cards for various questions and answers. All right, guys? All right, for right now, I'm going to call it. This is the end of the Aquarius reading. Thank you so much, Diana. Diane Christina. I'm sorry, not Diana. Diane Christina, thank you so much for your text and your chat. Thank you to everyone who's been watching. If this video resonated with you and you like what I am doing, help me out by subscribing. Sharing the video on your social media is a great way to help me out. Also, sharing it with your friends and your family, your lovers, your people, your collective. All of that really helps me and allows me to continue doing this, which is what I do for my living. But thank you guys from Bow and Arrow Tarot, and I hope to see you next Saturday for the weekly reading for Aquarius. Bye-bye now.